Hello, my name is Christiane Dettinger, licensed clinical social worker. Today my colleagues Renee, Jessica and I will be talking about students who pose a danger to harming themselves or committing suicide. Although many students seek counseling on their own, university, faculty and staff members are often the first to recognize that a student may be struggling emotionally. Students may turn to you because they know you and they respect you. While your role does not include counseling, you may find it helpful to have some basic information about how to help in these situations. This can be difficult to comprehend as we often interact with the students whom we truly care about and want to help succeed. Students can become extremely distressed and will need our help. The level of distress in a student may be so great that it results in self-harm. Concerning behaviors and warning signs will be thoroughly discussed in the next segment. Suicide is of great concern. It is the second leading cause of death among college students and third leading cause of death among people ages 18 to 24. It is estimated that 1,100 suicides occur on college campuses every year. 10% of college students in the US report having seriously considered suicide. And lastly, suicide impacts the entire campus community. In this video, we will be talking about the 3 R's: recognizing, responding, and referring to services in response to a student who may be threatening to harm themselves. When you are concerned that a student may be contemplating suicide, you will feel empowered to take action if you can recognize the signals, respond to them, and react appropriately.
Hi, my name is Renee Monrad, and I'm going to be briefly talking to you about recognizing concerning behavior that indicates students may be in danger of harming themselves. As faculty or staff, you may observe or encounter ambiguous or concerning behaviors that may include serious grade problems, unaccountable change from good to poor performance, change from frequent attendance to frequent absences, change in pattern of interaction, change in mood, motor activity, or speech, marked change in physical appearance, repeated requests for special consideration, new or regularly occurring behavior which pushes the limits and may interfere with class management, unusual or exaggerated emotional response. In recognizing these dramatic changes in appearance, mood, or demeanor by your student, you may begin to worry and feel concerned for your student. Perhaps a change has occurred in the student's life, or they're overwhelmed with balancing the different aspects of their life. Perhaps they're experiencing a mental health issue such as clinical depression or anxiety. While these may or may not suggest immediate danger, being mindful of these changes in behavior may lead you to want to respond. Before we discuss how to intervene, you may want to consider more serious behaviors that may indicate a higher risk for danger.
My name is Jessica Flores, and I'm going to be talking to you about recognizing warning signs that may indicate a student is at risk of harming themselves. When considering a student's well-being and safety, there are indicators that may suggest that he or she is at a higher risk for suicide. These warning signs of higher risk may include situational circumstances, depressed mood, verbalizations, or certain changes in behaviors. One indication that increases risk for suicide is a situational circumstance, which is a stressful or traumatic experience that the student has undergone and may cause emotional pain. Examples of this may include unexpected or desirable changes in their life, loss of a relationship, or the death of a loved one. Another indication for risk for suicide is an increase in depressed mood. Depressed mood which persists and goes untreated may become worse. Symptoms of depressed mood may include changes in the student's usual behavior, an inability to concentrate or focus, social isolation, fluid emotions such as being easily agitated, appearing apathetic, or crying easily, expression of a sense of worthlessness, expression of sadness or hopelessness, or increased substance use. Verbalization of suicidal intent is a clear warning sign of higher elevated risk and can be expressed by direct or indirect verbalization of hopelessness, or expressing suicidal ideation verbally or in written material through assignments, papers, or online social networks such as Facebook. Certain behaviors may also indicate that a student is actively considering suicide as an option. These include the student giving away possessions, writing a suicide note, acquiring means to commit suicide, like obtaining a firearm, organizing business and personal matters, or suddenly resigning from clubs or organizations. When a student is in imminent danger, this indicates that the student is at high risk for crisis and may require emergency care. You may have to call emergency services by dialing 911. Signs of imminent danger may include unclear communication, as evidenced by garbled, slurred speech or disjointed thoughts. The student appears to have lost contact with reality and is seeing or hearing things that are not there. Their beliefs or actions are at odds with reality, or the student is oblivious to the impact of their own behavior on others. The presence of overt suicidal thoughts in which the student views suicide as a current option. Quiet, reserved behaviors that indicate disconnect from people, such as isolation or loneliness. And once again, thoughts in writing may demonstrate imminent danger. The student may express wanting to die or not wanting to live anymore in assignments, writing exercises, or postings. If you find yourself in a situation with a student that is exhibiting these types of behavior, there are various ways to intervene, depending on the severity of the situation.
In recognizing these behaviors, you can be more cognizant that you may need to react and take action. The way you respond is very important to helping the student. One way to respond is to talk to the student. Show that you take the student's feelings seriously. Let the student know that you want to help. Ask good questions. Some examples of good questions to ask may include you stating, "I'm really concerned about what you wrote in that paper or what you said in class, and I'm wondering how you're doing." After asking questions to the student, it is important to respond by listening to the student. Listen attentively and empathize with their situation. Reassure the student that with help, he or she will recover or get better. The Personal Growth and Counseling Center staff are available for consultation. By telling your student that you are concerned and listening attentively, you can make a difference to help them obtain the help they need. If you feel that the student is in crisis or in immediate danger of harming themselves, it is important that you react appropriately. Evaluate the situation and trust your gut. If something feels off, what are you going to do? If you feel that the student is in immediate danger of harming themselves, call 911 immediately. University police is well trained to handle all types of situations, including psychiatric emergencies. If they determine that a mental health professional is needed, they will contact the counseling center as well. Stay close to the student until help is available or the risk has passed, unless you are at risk of being harmed yourself. If the student is not in immediate danger but in crisis, you can still refer for mental health services. There may be a situation in which you have a student with you, such as after class or in your office, and are very concerned. If you are able, please walk the student over to the counseling center. If you are not available to walk the student over, you might ask another staff member in your department for their assistance. One way to talk to a student is to say, "I want to help you, but I can't do this alone. I was wondering if you know about the counseling center. If the student is agreeable to go to counseling, it may help to walk the student to the counseling center. Please ask the Personal Growth and Counseling Center first so that we can make arrangement to have somebody available to see the student soon after he or she arrives. You might also say to the student, "You seem upset about this. I'd like to help you more by connecting you with people on campus who will be able to offer you additional support. Why don't I call them and set it up for you to be seen right away? Then we can walk over there together." Many faculty and staff who have done this have said that they felt good about being able to get help for the student, although they did not know how to solve the student's problem. Some actions that you may consider taking may not be beneficial and might make the situation worse. For example, do not try to shock or challenge the student. This may feel like criticism to the student, making him or her react defensively. Do not analyze the student's motives for their concerning behaviors. Do not diagnose the student's mental state, such as telling the student that they are depressed, paranoid, or crazy. Using these stigmatizing words can escalate a situation and cause the student to further isolate. Do not become argumentative with the student. If the student becomes confrontational or hostile, arguing with him or her will worsen the situation. Attempt to diffuse the situation by acknowledging their feelings of upset. Do not react with shock or disdain at the student's thoughts and feelings. Finally, do not minimize the student's distress. The student's concerns and feelings are important. They may not have anyone to talk to, and you become the one person in their lives that is listening. We are here to help you in these tough situations. Know what your limitations are and that you have support. With your careful intervention, you can make a positive impact in improving the well-being of your student.